Okay. Welcome to the Town of Ossining Town Legislative Meeting for March 28th, 2023. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and stay standing for a moment of silence for the victims of the senseless violence that occurred yesterday at the Nashville Elementary School.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilmember Manicchio.
Here.
Councilmember Weiss.
Present.
Councilmember Fields to Will.
Here.
Councilmember Meyer
Present.
and Supervisor Feldman.
Present.
First thing on the agenda today is the departmental report by the town clerk. So, may I start, Madam Supervisor?
Absolutely have the floor.
Did you? Okay. I think it's before your announcements. Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Okay, the first quarter of 2023 has brought some changes to the clerk's office. With Martha moving up to the supervisor's office, Janet has taken over the role of deputy clerk and is doing a fantastic job. Our new timer Jennifer is becoming an asset to the office. We have been very busy in both the town and village functions, and with fishing season starting on Saturday, we have been selling licenses like crazy to those who want to start off the season correctly. Many folks coming in saying they are being asked for their fishing license, so we encourage everyone to come in and buy their license. Vital Records, which is a town function, is very busy this quarter too, with marriages and deaths, and believe it or not, we've had 2 births. Since we do not have a hospital in Ossining, we rarely have births, but first quarter has seen 2 births this year. We are getting ready for the boat launch season as well as the dog licensing during the month of May with a June 1 start. We want to remind everyone that their dog must be registered and licensed with the town. It is a yearly license that starts on June 1st of every year. So even if you got your license recently in the past few months, you must renew your license again during the month of May for the, for the June 1 start. All dogs must be licensed if they are older than 4 months old and they have had their rabies shot. If your dog is lost and taken to the SPCA, you must prove you have a license, and if not, the process of getting your dog back takes longer because you have to get your license before he or she can be released. If your dog does not have a current rabies vaccination, the SPCA will have to administer it before the dog is released. It is for everyone's protection as well as the health and well-being of your dog to have him and her up to date on all shots. Laserfiche is here with its electronic filing cabinet for both the town and the village will be using to maintain files for every department, including the town courts. This will not happen overnight, and we are looking for grants to scan in at least the past 3 years for some departments. The clerk's office has taken on the responsibility to be the administrators, especially since we're responsible for record retention for both the town and the village. We thank the members of the town board who went to training, as well as the department staff who will be responsible for scanning files for the future generations so it's easier to access. I do want to bring up one more thing. As of today, March 28th, 2023, a law went into effect, actually it was Sandy Gale law, and it is for a 1-day marriage officiant license. And so if you are having an officiant other than a clergy or a marriage officiant from a town or a village, do your wedding, they must go to the place where you purchased your marriage license. And they will come in and either come in and mail to us at $25 for a 1-day marriage license for that specific couple too. So we're going to be putting this into effect tomorrow morning. All the towns in Westchester have gotten their form together. If you're going to be mailing it in, we will require that your signature be notarized. If you come in, it does not have to be notarized because you're doing it in front of us. So we want to make sure that everybody understands that. So we'll be writing something up and the town can put it out in their town supervisor's update. One other thing that's happening right now is that both the town and the village have passed legislation allowing different firemen, I should say, emergency worker exemptions and stuff. We are getting in the village of Austining has a fireman's exemption. We are getting them in. And again, if you sign it in front of us with your driver's license, you don't have to get it notarized. But if it comes in the mail, it must be notarized. So we want to stress that to everyone. And other than that, as everyone knows, we are the home of every department in the town and village in 16 Croton Avenue. So we are the go-to place. The other thing I want to put in is that I want everyone to know that everyone in the village and the town got a postcard about saving on your taxes, especially if you're a senior. This was only for senior citizens, and it's the STAR program. It's the enhanced STAR and the senior exemption. We want to stress to everyone that if you got the card and it does not apply to you, do not come in. And we also want to stress that if you do come in and you want to do it, you want to show us that you have the right credentials, make sure you have all your documentation with you. We have a kind of a line forming every day for that right this second because people are coming in. So it might be better if you call 76914-762-8428 and we will direct you to the assessor's office. Maybe you could make an appointment to come in and so that you're not waiting in the hallways for people to get that done. So other than that, April 1 will begin the next session of tax receiving from the tax office. The town and county taxes will be due. So we will have we'll be in the company of a tax receiver down on the first floor if you choose to come in and pay your taxes in the office. We have not gotten our bills yet. I am a resident here, so we have not gotten our bills yet, but we expect them any day. And so that will be another exciting month of tax collection added to our already very busy time that we have. That's it for the clerk's office. It's never stops and it's always an adventure. And I guess we love it every day. But I want to thank everybody that came to training today. Everybody that was scheduled to come to training showed up today. And I want to thank the boards for having their special training. And we did record it for those that couldn't make it. And it's the beginning of a new time with Laserfish. So it's, as I said at the beginning, it's not going to be overnight, but we will have an electronic file cabinet for all of the town and the village. So thank you. Next on the agenda is supervisor and town board announcements.
Or questions for Sue.
Or questions for Sue.
Does anybody
Notice
have any
I
questions? for
passed
our-
that one right by. Does anyone have any questions? Any?
The good work and the staff.
Thank you.
Can I just ask one quick question?
Absolutely.
I'm just curious, before this new law went into effect, how often do you get a request for an officiant license?
We didn't get a request for an efficient license. What would come in is we would ask them who was marrying them. And in New York, it's very strict.
Right.
But a lot of times they would be, especially, they would say, my mom, she went online and got an internet minister license, or my cousin. And, so it isn't a high percentage, and it doesn't change any religious group, a minister, a rabbi, priest. It doesn't change the clerk's function as marriage officiants or the supervisor's function as a marriage officiant. But it does change that if you want, you now can have anyone in your family marry you by getting this one-day license, which will be cute in some instance.
That's interesting. I was just curious. And
Yeah, it's in some states it's I think in Florida, you just have to have your signatures notarized and you're married. So, it's very different every state. So all we care about right now is New York State.
Of course.
If you get your marriage license in New York State, you must get married in New York State. You cannot take that license to Cancun. Okay, and you're better off if you're going to Cancun anyway, to get married here, you know where your marriage license is, and then go to Cancun and have all the parties you want to have. That was an example.
Thank
Okay.
Okay, supervisors announcements. The town of Austining is excited to announce the appointment of our new tax assessor, Mike Boissier.
Oh,
Thank
we
you.
can never hire someone. with
Michael
these.
comes to us from the New York City Department of Financial Office of Real Property and Tax Operations. And we look forward to him officially joining our team April 10th. So we're excited. Right. As Sue said, please keep an eye out for our senior citizens exemption postcard that came in the mail this week. The mail, that's the law.
Yeah, and then that was something I was going to mention during the clerk's update, is that this is a new law that just went into effect this year, where you have to send a second notice within a certain period of time to every eligible taxpayer, letting them know. So that's part of the challenge of what we're dealing with right now.
Even the commercial, some of the commercial people got it too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Everybody gets one. Yeah.
So maybe in the future, we could use that as productive feedback to try to make even clearer on the notice who is eligible for that. I think we did try to make it clear, but we can always try to improve.
Use a highlighter. Anyway. So you only have until May 1st to fill that out. So taxable status day. So make sure if you are eligible, you get here before May 1st to find out if you're eligible for the exemption. All right. This Thursday, March 30th, the Youth Bureau will be at the Austining High School cafeteria hosting a summer youth employment program from 12:30 to 4. This Thursday, Galata House will be serving free hot meals from 4:30 p.m. At Stop and Shop parking lot. As your tax deadline approaches, the AARP is still having tax aid at the Broaders Theater until April 3rd. Please call ahead 914-810-3384 to make an appointment. Tomorrow, the Sing Sing Kill Brewery will have a women's history trivia event featuring our own town historian, Carolyn Curvin, from 7 to 9 p.m. The Mike Risco Music School will be hosting their rock band showcase tomorrow night at Maya Rivera Bar and Restaurant. This Friday, the Austining Boat and Canoe Club will be having a talk with Mr. Dan Shapley from Riverkeeper called Fish, Swim, and Drink about the progress toward meeting the Clean Water Act's goals in the Act's 50th anniversary. This Saturday, April 1st, the Easter Bunny will be visiting Austining on a fire truck starting at 9:30 a.m. They'll be going around. I don't think he's throwing carrots, but I don't know. The Bethany Arts Community is also still taking applications for the Young Artist Residency Program for artists aged 21 to 30. Applications are due by April 26th. And don't forget to join us for Green Austining's 13th Annual Earth Day Festival, Saturday, April 22nd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Lewis Inglefront Waterfront Park. Also, all right, where's the contact? That's all right. Well, there it is. All right. So, okay. We have Volunteer New York has Volunteer Spirit Awards contest and content. We are very proud to say that 3 of the 6 people being recognized and getting the awards are from Austining this year out of the county. So we're very proud. So Carolyn Van Ness is receiving a Quality of Life Award for her volunteer action with Hospice of Westchester. Carlos Capio is receiving the Social Advocacy Award for his volunteer actions with Austining Padres Hispano. And Sam Nadal is receiving the Youth Leadership Award for his volunteer action with Reboot PC. So we are very excited to announce those award winners, and they're upcoming. And this one, Con Edison and the Public Service Commission are seeking public comment on the proposed rate increases. Yes, nobody likes them. And you should tell them. They are proposing to phase in a 12% increase on transmission charges for electricity customers and a 20% increase on transmission charges for gas customers. That's the delivery portion of your bill, which is the more significant portion of your bill. To do this over the next 3 years. Everybody has a right to comment on this proposal, whether you're a Con Ed customer or not. To comment online, please visit www.dps.ny.gov and click on all right. You may also send a letter to the Honorable Michelle L. Phillips. We're going to have this information available on our website and on the e-blast. And you can also call the Commissioner's Opinion Line at 1-800-335-2120. Again, we will be posting the different contact options on our website and on our update. And I hope everybody takes the time to let Con Ed know how they feel about the increase on their, yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, public comment on agenda items. Is there anyone, Martha, that appears to be on the meeting that might want to comment on the agenda items? Please raise your hand if you're in the virtual waiting,
Yeah, we have 2 attendees. If you would like to comment, please click on the virtual raise hand and we'll bring you in as a panelist.
No. Moving on then, board resolutions, approval of minutes, regular meeting, March 14th, 2023. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining hereby approves the March 14th, 2023 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of minutes, special meeting, March 21st, 2023. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining hereby approves the March 21st, 2023 minutes of the special meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the voucher detail report. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated March 28th, 2023 for the amount of $283,956.73. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Finance 2022, adjusting closed capital project to 2020-5226 -2020 comprehensive plan, 2020 comprehensive plan planning. Oof, that was a tough one. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes adjusting the 2020 capital project number 2020-5226 entitled 2020 comprehensive plan for the town planning department with the original budget of $143,000 to be adjusted to adjusted project budget of $143,239.91 and adjust funding allocation. The additional project amount due to the town, due from the town of $19,737.23 will be funded from a transfer of the general fund balance of $2,368.47 and the town outside or TOV fund balance of for $17,368.76. And the New York State grant funds reduced to $80,502.68. And all the budget appropriations will be posted on the bulletin board at the clerk's office, and it will be on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved. And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. Finance 2023, adjust capital project 2022-5235-2022, Freightliner Packer Truck Highway. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austining authorizes adjusting the 2022 capital project number 2022-5235 entitled the 2022 Freighter Packer Truck for the town highway department with the original budget of $200,000 to be adjusted to $296,669.57. Presenting the final representing the final cost proposal. The additional capital project amount of $96,669.57 will be funded by a transfer from highway fund balance. And again, all of the budget adjustments will be posted on the clerk's bulletin board and on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, so while we had hoped to add another electric vehicle to our fleet with the Packer truck, we explored it. And not only has it become financially unattainable, but in our investigations, the technology, the trucks that the city got are really not living up to the expectations just yet. So we have made the decision to go with a traditional diesel vehicle with upgraded environmental protections, and that's the right thing for the town at this time. It was cost prohibitive and not what we need at this time. So unfortunately, but fortunately, we will be going with this vehicle. So all in favor?
Resolution in opposition to discharge contaminated water into the Hudson River. Whereas the company decommissioning Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant has announced its intention to release water from on-site radioactive fuel waste pools into the Hudson River, and whereas to date, there has been no specific reporting of the
Radionuclide.
regular, is that how I say it? Regular nucleotide? Contents of the water, which is heavily contaminated from the storage of the nuclear power fuel waste. And whereas pre-release filtration to remove these isotopes has been presented as a solution to reduce the contents of the carcinogenic contaminants to the level as low as reasonably available. And whereas the National Academy of Sciences has indicated that there is no viable safe level of these isotopes when they are ingested or inhaled. So very depressing. Whereas the pre-release treatment would not remove tritium, thank you, also carcinogenic from the water. And whereas any contaminants in the Hudson River present a risk for entering into the food chain, and whereas there are community members who depend on fish from the river as a food source. And whereas in addition to the 7 communities upriver who source their drinking water from the Hudson, and whereas since the river is an estuary that flows from south to north, as well as from north to south, the fact must be considered. And whereas the river also serves as a source of recreation activities and represents an economic resource that will be endangered by this reckless action. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town of Austin strongly opposes the plan to release over 1 million gallons of contaminated water from the Indian Point Nuclear Power Plant site into the Hudson River. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
This one's self-explanatory. All in favor?
Permission to sell alcohol in the town on Austin Earth Day. In the town, okay. Resolved that Captain Lawrence Brewing Company, 6 Degrees and less or less brewery, and the Sing Sing Kill Brewery are each authorized to operate a concession stand during the Earth Day event to be held on April 22nd, 2023 at the Lewis Angle Waterfront Park in the town of Austin, and to sell for consumption by persons over the age of 21. At the event, the company's beer products, Captain Lawrence Brewing Company, 6 Degrees or Less Brewery, and the Sing Sing Kill Brewery will obtain with consent from the town all necessary permits for the event permit from the New York State Liquor Authority, and will provide proof of insurance and a letter of indemnity for the town in the form acceptable for counsel for the town. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Tax plan approval to 258 South Highland Avenue. Whereas the town of Austin is required to collect county and school district taxes with the onus on the town to make these tax jurisdictions hold for any uncollected taxes. And whereas the town board pursuant with chapter 180, article 5 of the town code, as authorized by the New York State Property Tax Law, section 1184, may enter into an installment plan for payment of all delinquent taxes, as well as interest and penalties, and the town board does occasionally, and its sole discretion, grant such a plan, provided the owner and property of the payment plan met the requirements of this town code and the state law. Whereas the tax receiver has been approached by the property owner requesting a short-term payment plan for delinquent taxes on the property at 258 South Highland Avenue, tax parcel ID 97.19-1-46, which proposed plan complies with the town code and the state law. And now therefore be it resolved, the town board grants the aforementioned payment plan to the owner of the property of 258 South Highland Avenue with the understanding that this sets no precedents going forward for this or any other property in the future. Do I have a motion?
So moved. And a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contract, Fifth Asset Inc., DBA Debt Book. Resolved that the town board of the town of Austin hereby authorizes the supervisor to sign an agreement with Fifth Asset Inc., DBA Debt Book, PO Box 667950, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28266, to enter into a leasor transaction to populate future values to be compliant with Gatsby, GASB 87, 2022, and Gatsby 96 requirements in 2023. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Dale, did you want to say something quickly about this?
Thank you, Town Supervisor. Good evening, Board. For 2022, it finally came into effect that we would have to account for all of our leases. And that doesn't mean just what we paid in the current year. It means the value of the lease over the life of the lease, and then including depreciation, residual value, and a lot of different fund calculations. So this will allow us to use the software to do those calculations for us and provide the report that can then get uploaded into Edmunds and make us compliant for in terms of GASB. GASB is Governmental Accounting Standards Board. They establish the rules that governments, local governments, as well as state governments, as well as schools have to comply with. And if you don't, that's never a good thing. So I appreciate the help that this software will give us. It will also cover us as we move forward, because in 2023, for that audit, we're going to add GASB 96, which is subscriber information that we will have to enter and basically do the same gyrations with. So when they say terms of subscriber, that is like our software, our building department software, whatever we move forward with there, our assessor software, the admin software, all those different types of software then become a balance sheet item that will be showing as we move forward on our audit reports. So I appreciate the tools that this product will give us, and thank you for your vote of yes on it, hopefully.
Thank you, Dale. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution authorizing fireworks contract. Be it resolved, the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to enter into agreement with Legion Fireworks Company, Inc., to provide fireworks display at the town's fireworks celebration at Lewis Engel Park on July 3rd. That's a big announcement that it will be July 3rd, 2023, with the rain date of July 7th, 2023, at the amount not to exceed $25,000. which agreement shall be in the form of acceptable to town councils and the insurance advisors. Do I have a motion?
So moved. In a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Big announcement there. Resolution, Stormwater Control Facility Maintenance Agreement. Whereas as a condition of the subdivision approval granted by the Planning Board for 39 Stormy Town Road, Chocolate Sky LLC as the applicant is required to enter into a stormwater control facility maintenance agreement to ensure the applicant constructs and maintains and repairs and replaces as necessary stormwater management and erosion control facilities that will be part of the subdivision. And now therefore be it resolved that the town authorizes the supervisor to execute the stormwater control facility maintenance agreement with Chocolate Sky LLC and other documents reasonably necessary to facilitate the objectives of this agreement, including recording this agreement with the county clerk. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Resolution declaring boat as surplus. Whereas in 2018, a member of the public donated to the town a 21-foot 1984 Freedom 21-foot sailboat for the Austin Recreation Department sailing programs, referred to as the boat. And whereas the town is very appreciative of this donation, the boat which is already over 30 years old, hard to believe, and when it was inquired by the town, has served its useful life and is no longer provides services needed for the sailing program. And whereas there is no other town departments that could feasibly utilize the boat. And now therefore be it resolved that the town hereby declares the 21-foot 1984 Freedom 21 sailboat as surplus property for which the town has no use. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor? And aside, we will be auctioning.
Yes.
at
Res-
some point soon.
Resolution contract for all paid, with all paid. Be it resolved that in furtherance of resolution adopted by the town board on February 28th, 2023, regarding entering into a contract with Fundamental Business Service, Inc. for the issuing, processing, and collecting of parking tickets within the village of Austin that is adjudicated in town court, the town board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to enter into the contract with All Paid Inc. to administrate the payment of parking ticket fees and with no money to be paid by the town and all paid fees to be a percentage of the ticket, which agreement shall be subject to approval of council to the town as to form. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Standard workday reporting resolution for an elected and appointed official. Be it resolved that the town of Austin 30042 hereby establish the following standard workday and whose titles will report to the official of New York State and the local retirement based in their record of activities. It's a Judge Gasparo, and his information will be posted on the bulletin board and it's on the webpage. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence and to be received and filed, there is nothing. Monthly reports, town clerk. We forgot to send it to Martha. So for February 2023, do I have a motion on that?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Is a recognition. Visitors are accounted a 1 4-minute period of opportunity to speak to the board. Is there anybody, Martha, that would like to do that? Nope. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session for?
Advice of counsel, personnel and contracts.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for attending our meeting. Our next session.
4th, April 4th.
will be Monday, April 4th. Monday,
Oh,
April.
that's the day we're switching it.
Yeah.
switching, Monday, April 3rd, for a work session. Thank you and have a good night.
So I'm gonna, this one has, I just want you to look it over. This one has Mount Pleasant, because we all use.